The Trump administration unveiling punishing sanctions in an effort to reopen the Strait of Hormuz and to end the war with Iran.
And just moments ago, President Trump posting this. The failing Islamic Republic of Iran is not paying large segments of their military, while at the same time killing protesters, even when they are not protesting at levels not seen before. It is a humanitarian crisis of epic proportions. It must be stopped now.
Chief Foreign Correspondent Trey Yingst joins us live from Tel Aviv with the latest. Good morning, Trey.
Yeah, hey guys, good morning. On Monday, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent announced Operation Economic Outcast, a U.S. effort to isolate the Iranian regime.
The actions of Treasury and other agencies will tighten the noose and block every potential source of revenue that funds the IRGC and the evil Iranian regime. And let me be clear, any entity that facilitates money laundering on behalf of Iran will be removed from the U.S. dollar system. The clock just started ticking.
Among the new sanctions includes an expanded list of secondary sanctions targeting digital assets, technology, gold, aviation, and shipping. In addition, the Treasury Department sanctioned nearly 60 entities, individuals, and vessels in multiple jurisdictions. The actions go after what the department describes as a network of shadow fleet vessels operating across many different countries. Iranian officials threatened retaliation to the economic measures, with the country's foreign ministry spokesperson saying this.
Any complicity with the United States in carrying out its aggressive actions against Iran will certainly have consequences. Even now, the naval blockade of Iran amounts to an act of aggression. Any escalation of this situation will undoubtedly bring about consequences of its own.
Early this morning, another tanker was struck in the Strait of Hormuz with an unknown projectile while transiting the U.S.-approved southern route. The vessel had damage caused to its engine room and was disabled. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth warned Iran against taking any further provocative action on Monday.
If Iran is foolish enough to overplay their hand or mess with the American military, we'll do what we need to do. But economic pressure, we know, hurts them the most right now. But by no means are we foreclosing using kinetic strikes anywhere in the Strait of Hormuz or around Iran.
We're also tracking another development in the region. The United States has decided to remove Syria from the U.S. list of state sponsors of terrorism. This was met with praise by Syrian President Ahmad al-Shara, who said his country is focused on rebuilding. Guys?
So Trey, when you look at the countries that are going to be affected, the secondary countries. You got China, you have Russia, you have Turkey, you have Pakistan, you have the UAE. Who are the trading partners you think are going to be the hardest to convince not to go along with this and will continue to trade and ignore our sanctions?
Well, look, the Chinese are going to be the hardest hit because they rely heavily on Iranian crude oil. And the ongoing U.S. naval blockade is making it nearly impossible for Iran to export that crude oil. But there are ways to work around this, and that is what these secondary sanctions are trying to address, along with addressing Iran's ability to rearm in this lull period with no agreement in place. And so the United States is looking to choke off the Iranian regime, their income and ability to operate on the global economy. Now, with that said, the Iranians in the past have often responded in a provocative manner to this type of action. And we heard yesterday from General Jack Keane on Fox News, and he spoke about the possibility that the Iranians may try to put new pressure on the United States, specifically in the Strait of Hormuz, to respond to these economic sanctions. And we saw a little bit of that early this morning with another attack on a vessel in the Strait. They want to do what they can to say they're in control of this critical waterway, but we do know the reality on the ground is that the United States is overseeing this outflow of vessels from the Persian Gulf to ensure that crude oil can be exported